Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, or how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Top of the morning to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put in a book like The Wealth Choice, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, and we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, The Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote is a study of Black wealth. The book that I wrote is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you choose that path, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Now, you can find that book by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. While you're there on the site, guys, you'll find a tab that says the store. You'll find other Black author books there in our store that's going to be geared towards predominantly your kids. We have some kids books that introduce your children to credit, introduce them to insurance, introduce them to investing, introduce them into entrepreneurship. It's just a matter of us simply deciding that we're going to teach our children early what we may have learned late, or some of us have not learned at all. But nonetheless, thank God there are some teachers in our community. Now, second, also, you'll find a tab that says join the club at theblackbillionairesclub.com. That is the place where you can decide to connect with the few. It is the few. And I encourage you to make a decision to walk away from the crowd of broke, busted, and disgusted and join the few. The few who are serious, the few brothers and sisters who are serious about building wealth, or about building business while they built themselves. You can make that decision. We invite you to make that decision because we only accepted 250 people, but you can join that at any point in time if you'd like to do that while the doors are still open. Then you can't say the doors a lot by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your book today. Pick up a book for your children today. Make a decision to walk away from a crowd of broke today. We invite you on this journey. theblackbillionairesclub.com. Let's go and do roll call, beautiful people. Let's see who's joined us here today for our New Black Wall Street Book Club reading, as we're going to be going into the book again, The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. Y'all know what time it is. Hit the like button, the share button, the heart button, the subscribe button, the follow button, all that good stuff, and let people know that you're up in here. Go ahead in the comments below. Let us know what city, what state, and what country, quite possibly, you're connecting from here on this scintillating Saturday. We still getting up early. We still going to get the worm, understanding that weekends are made to get rich. That's right. Weekends are made to get rich. Let us know where you're connecting from. Love to shout you out here this morning, up in here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Miss Jamila Walker, Miss Jamila Walker over Instagram. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Miss Yvette Goodrich back in the house out of Boston, Massachusetts. Tyrese Lewis has joined us well out of Atlanta. Miss Vivian Reed out of Brooklyn is in the house. Thanks so much for joining. Drea Nicole has joined us, I believe, out of Missouri. Brother Amari out of Tennessee, I believe, or Rochester, one of those two. But the brother Wilhelm Watt has joined us as well out of Toledo, Ohio. Raquel Beckford has joined us as well out of New York. Miss Elizabeth Guthridge has joined us as well, I think out of Pennsylvania, I believe. You've joined us as well here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We're going to continue our journey today as we are continuing on. It's going to probably be about 4 more sessions. The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. You can find that book by going to his website, another Black man who wrote this book, at www.denniskimbro.com, www.denniskimbro.com. We are going to be continuing our journey into the 5th law of wealth. And so we'll do a quick recap on the first 4 laws, continue our journey into the 5th law. But first, before we do that, we want to shout out our sponsors, okay? It's very important that we do this and make sure that you guys know that it takes a village, and our village is our sponsors that help us to do this. So you don't have to pay for it. They help to bring it into your forefront. That's right, Reading Rainbow 2.0, 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. Okay, Reading Rainbow 2.0. Man, first, obviously, we have the Black Billionaires Club. We just mentioned them to you. The Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric Marketplace, who specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, also Black art-inspired gifts. Check them out at www.theblackbazaar.com, www.theblackbazaar.com. Blackberry Charisma, Black woman-owned business. This sister specializes in custom creations. She's also got a pretty dope lingerie line at her site as well. Check her out at blackberrycharisma.com. That's www.blackberrycharisma.com. For the Hustler Books, this brother here has a book that he's written to be able to help you understand the nuances of business. But then he also gives you a free consultation if you buy a book, so he can help you to either start your business or expand on what you're currently doing and see how he can help you make your dream become reality. Check him out at Hustler Books. That'll be www.hustlerbooks.com. Pick up his book today if you're serious about getting to the money in business. And then last but not least, Big Sis Media Group. There would be no ERGJ brand if it wasn't for Big Sis. And so we want to help you to become relevant and current in 2021. Here's the deal, Black businesses. Some of you guys are operating like it's 1999. We want to bring you to 2021, right? With your website, bring you to 2021 with all of your digital presentation. We want to upgrade you. Well, you can do that by checking out Big Sis Media at www.bigsismediagroup.com, www.bigsismediagroup.com. That's 4 different Black-owned businesses that you can choose to support with your Black dollars or your white dollars or your Cuban dollars or whoever might be watching right now. With those 4 Black businesses that you can support in Black History Month and beyond, okay? That's what you can choose to do. But nonetheless, let's get up into this thing. What's going on? Official Empress of the Blues over at Instagram. We are broadcasting on Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube. Again, hit the like button and share button if you care. Like button and share button if you care. Let's find out who else has joined us here this morning before we get into our lesson here today. Brother Gavin Freeland out of Sydney, Australia is in the house. Up in here. Miss Faye Rosaline Adum from Illinois. Where's your name from, though? Where's that name from? Faye Adum. I'm going to say Ethiopia, but I probably am wrong. But tell me, where's your name from? And please, if you could, let me know, what does it mean? I want to know, where's it from, what language, and what does it mean? Because I mean, Faye probably means fire. I mean, you probably fire. I mean, you probably are fire. I don't know. Zetni Mealy is in the house out of H-Town. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Right, Rochester, born and raised, live in Tennessee now. All right, good morning. Nigeria, okay, Nigeria, Faye. What does your name mean, Miss Faye Adum? I think I'm saying it right. I'm probably not. I'm probably messing it all the way up. But what does your name mean, and in what language? What language, and what does your name mean? Now, while Miss Faye is typing and letting us know this beautiful sister name that she got and what it means, because see, in Africa, we name our children, it has a meaning behind it. All right, it means something. Okay, here we go. Faye, I think the J is silent. Faye is Idoma. It means a child's value is worth more than money. Oh, okay, and what about your last name? I doom. So Faye is Adoma, means a child's value is worth more than money. I knew it was something. Okay, so Adoma is probably the language there in Nigeria, some dialect, I'd imagine. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. All right. So the 5th law of wealth, if we continue here now, Miss Faye, I'm pretty sure you probably have a middle name as well that's not maybe not Rosaline, but it might be your Americanized name. I wonder if that's true as well, because you're in Illinois. You probably tell people your name Rosaline. Well, anyway, that you know that y'all know that finger, right? Y'all know that finger. That's the Eddie Murphy finger. That's the Eddie Murphy finger. I got some Eddie Murphy in me. Okay, Adu means the gods live. The gods live. Okay, see, y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. All right, 5th law of wealth, man. Let's do a quick recap on our laws, right? As we continue to journey into this book, The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, written by a Black man, Dr. Dennis Kimbro. The first law of wealth says this: Wealth begins in the mind and it ends in the purse. Wealth begins in the mind and it ends in the purse. The second law of wealth says this. The second law of wealth says this. Decide now that you will not be poor. Decide now that you will not be poor. The third law of wealth says this. It's the faith law. It says, believe in yourself when no one else will. Believe in yourself when no one else will. And then the fourth law of wealth gets us to a place where we stay in our own lane. And it says this, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. First law of wealth begins in the mind and ends in the purse. Second law of wealth, decide now that you will not be poor. Third law of wealth, believe in yourself when no one else will. Fourth law of wealth, to thine own self be true. Right? So the first law basically tells us, hey, man, if we really want to do this thing, we're going to have to start to talk wealth. We're going to have to start to think wealth. We're going to have to start reading wealth. We're going to start listening to wealth. We're going to start associating ourselves with wealth. Then we build up our wealth consciousness. Then we can make a decision. You know what? I choose wealth. I do not choose poverty. I do not choose poor. I choose wealth. That's going to be an educated decision that you make. Then you say, okay, well, not only do I choose it, but I believe that I can have it. I believe that there's a journey, that at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold for me. I just need to continue to travel down this road towards wealth. Right? So that is you then saying, I believe in myself. I believe that it's possible and it's possible for me. Then the fourth law just simply say, you know what? There's a path. There's a golden path that leads to this wealth. And if I just simply stay on the path that was meant for me, I stay in my lane. I stop trying to be in Vivian Reed's lane. I stop trying to be in Miss Goodrich's lane. I stop trying to be in Amari Mari's lane. I stop trying to be in Jamila's lane. I stop trying to be in Official Empress of the Blues' lane. I'm going to be in ERGJ lane. And here's the beautiful thing, that all these roads, all of them, they lead to wealth. Because God is saying, you know what? I want to lead you to prosperity. All these roads lead to wealth. Why? Because wealth or money is not something that we pursue. It's something that we attract by becoming a more attractive person. So because I'm not chasing money, money chases me. All I got to work on is become a better version of me. All I got to work on is living my best life, my blessed life. That's all I got to do. If I just focus on changing what I could change, which is me. Now, what does also a book say? Books say, well, in order for you to change yourself, you got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And it also is a good prayer. It says, hey, pray for courage, the courage to change. Everybody put in console, I got courage. I got courage. I have courage to change. The path that I'm headed on is not getting me. I know it's not going to lead me to wealth. I have the power and I'm asking for the courage to change. You understand what I'm saying? Now we continue into the fifth law of wealth with this title, The Universal Language of Money, and we'll keep going. New Black Wall Street Book Club. The Wealth Choice, Universal Language of Money. Let's read. Now we're still talking. Oh, no, I don't know who we're talking about now. But anyway, to underscore this point, one early spring day, Operation Hope founder John Hope Bryant stood before a handful of my business students and explained his philosophy. It became obvious to me as early as 2006 that we are not only experiencing an economic crisis, but a crisis of virtues and values. Somewhere along the way, we lost our storyline. We moved away from the concept of capitalism and free enterprise as something that builds or enhances the quality of life of society and reduced it to that vehicle that simply makes money for me. For nearly 100 years, America has been that place where the power of an idea created amazing value for society, for customers, for workers, for shareholders, and yes, the entrepreneur who created it all. The problem is, in the past 10 to 20 years, American capitalists have confused value for money. Have you confused value for money? Have you confused value for money, effectively making the byproduct, money, power, and position in the world, the product, instead of making the difference in the lives of others or adding value. You ask anyone today, why are you in business? And 9 times out of 10, they reply, I'm in business to make money. Why are you a basketball player? I play ball to get paid. Why are you on the Wall Street? I'm on Wall Street to make money, and on and on. This is the only time during my lifetime when a broker, investment banker, and the hustler in my old neighborhood share the same mindset and sink to the same level. We've lost our storyline. When a Wall Street investor shorts a stock on an otherwise healthy company and for no other purpose than to get paid, we must understand this investor not only neglected his obligation to his client, but he created nothing. And we, as a company, have lost our storyline. The entire game is revolved around money, which is wrong. And as a result, as a nation, we have lost our storyline. Ironically, responsible subprime lending, which is actually a good thing and arguably has done more to lift poor people out of poverty than any other financial program over the past 50 years, has turned into a predatory subprime lending, which is not a good thing at all. Again, we have lost our storyline. But rainbows always follow storms. And people do not change in good times. They change in bad times. They do not change when they are comfortable, but rather when they are uncomfortable. Well, it's time for a change in our community. This is my cause and my life's mission, to teach the world's poor, to teach the world's underserved, to teach the world's struggling middle class the universal language of money and spread the precepts of financial literacy. Is it possible, individual who might be watching us live here today or might catch the replay at some point in time, that when it comes to this thing called money, is it possible that you've lost your storyline? Is it possible that over the years of conditioning, no matter how old you are, that you've been conditioned to believe that value and money are the same thing? And they're not. They're not. Is it possible that we have been duped and delighted into a conditioning or to a belief that we never should have adopted in the first place? Matter of fact, I would venture to say that we have allowed the world to, we have conformed to the world instead of conforming to the word. For those that might attend church or might have some belief in this God that they serve, I would contend. It doesn't matter which God you serve. I don't care if you're talking about the Jesus or you're talking about Moses or you're talking about Elijah or you're talking about the prophet. Is it possible that you have conformed to the world instead of conforming to the word? Something to think about. Money and value are not the same thing. And my mentor, he talked to us last week at the BBC, right? He said that must be why they're two different words. It must be why they are two different words. Because if they were the same thing, there would be no need for us to have two words for it. That's why they are different words. There's no shame in the pursuit of the almighty dollar. There's no shame in the pursuit of the almighty dollar. New Black Wall Street Book Club, let's keep reading. But even in those surveyed and interviewed for this study would privately, if not publicly, admit that money was their primary motivation. The world would still benefit from their efforts and endeavors. Say what you will, but money, the almighty dollar, is the catalyst that primes the pump of worldly exchange. The want of money is a power strong enough to keep the world in balance. Money is one of the great principles of moral gravitation. What will humanity not do to satisfy this all-absorbing passion? What will humanity not risk in order to do in order to make ends meet? There are men and women born with a genius for capital who possess the instinct of accumulation. Their talent and inclination to convert dimes into dollars by bargains or shrewd investments are as strongly marked as the ability and inclination of Romare Bearden and Henry Ossawa Turner to produce memorable works of craft, or Scott Joplin to compose piano rags, or Garrett Morgan to make life so much easier due to his inventions. It would be a gross dereliction of duty, a shameful perversion of gifts, had these people disregarded the instincts of their genius and shunned their talents by channeling their energies into other areas. I wish I could fill every adult who reads these pages with the utter dread and horror of poverty. I wish I could make every man or woman feel its shame, its constraint, its bitterness, to force them all to vow never to be poor. Without financial independence, no one can reach his or her true calling. No one can perform their best work when want and woe are tugging at their heels, when they are tied down and forever at the mercy of circumstance or on those upon whom they depend for employment. If people have to pay that much for existence, they're paying too high a price. Everybody put in console, I will never be poor. I will never. And make that never be capitalized, all caps. I will never be poor. What could be more humiliating than the sense of being but a day's march ahead of lack and want? Poverty is a condition that no one should choose willingly. We see the evidence of pinching and grinding, debilitating poverty everywhere. We see it in prematurely depressed faces. We see it in grown, able-bodied men with cup in hand and earthly possessions in tow, navigating busy street corners and intersections while pleading for spare change. We find it in our women, trapped in the sea of hopelessness, single mothers who wish to make their lives and homes a centerpiece for their children, but unfortunately can't seem to make ends meet. We've uncovered it in our children, tender souls who've grown up too fast, too soon, robbed of their childhood and facing life short on skills and values and long on hardship. They're unable to cope, unable to find a shoulder on which to lean. They can be found fostering despair and doubt, where love and hope should rule, enticed by the lure of the streets. Too many of our children get into crack before they get into Christ. Too many find gains before they find God. And far too many are trapped in prison before they knew not the power of prayer. Praise it if you will. But poverty is a curse that will dwarf you mentally and spiritually. It invites disaster. There's scarcely a redeeming feature about it. And those who extol its virtues are generally the last to accept its conditions. It is difficult to be a man or woman while living in extreme poverty. Why? Because the poor are forever at the mercy of circumstances. They cannot be independent. They cannot command their time. They cannot afford to live in the homes or surroundings of their choosing. It is difficult for a man or woman or a woman to, it's difficult for a man to be a man or a woman to be a woman, proud and true, when want and lack stares him or her in the eye, hampered with debt, bound into bondage to those on whom he depends, and forced to make a dime perform the work of a dollar. It is nearly impossible to preserve the dignity and self-respect that enables a man or a woman to look the world squarely in the face. The lesson is clear. Poverty stifles ambition, and it thwarts brilliant plans. It is the duty of every man and woman to exert every effort to escape from its clutches. It is the duty. Everybody put in God, so it is my duty. It is your duty. It is my duty. It is our duty to exert every effort to escape the clutches of poverty. Notice this word, escape. Notice the word, escape. Now, if I were to escape from something, that must mean at some point I was bound. At some point, I had the shackles on my feet. At some point, I was in prison. At some point, I was behind the cage, and I know why the caged bird sings. Escape. Now, what just came to me is the movie The Hurricane. When Denzel Washington said he was in prison, right? Whatever would have happened if y'all seen Hurricane, he talked to the young buck. He said, you know what? He said, hate might have put me in this place, but it's love that's going to bust me out. Hate might have put me in here. Hate might have started my life off in poverty. Hate might have had a whole lot of stuff happen to me over my time that I've experienced, trauma and all that stuff, victimhood, but it's love that's going to bust me out. It's love that's going to take me from victim to victor. Though some may take exception, the pursuit of wealth is not only legitimate, but a duty. If people gain their fortunes through the honest sweat of their brows, the struggle to satisfy their own selfish instincts will increase their influence and multiply their power. The perpetual progress to attain wealth, if they are careful to guard against any narrowing, demoralizing, and negative influence, and if they understand that their possessions should not own them, will develop their intelligence, sharpen their skills, add to their energy, increase their thrift, and stabilize their character. No force has done more to promote and propel society while safeguarding any chance of civilization slipping back into chaos. Everybody and everything thirst for the almighty dollar. Pride seeks it. What else besides pride can render power, position, and influence to those who possess it? Vanity yearns for it. What other force could make status-hungry people purchasing fine clothing, sumptuous housing, fancy cars, and a host of material possessions that they cannot afford to buy? Love, it hopes for it. What loving parent doesn't want the best for his or her children? The church, they pray for it. Do you not hear it every Sunday? Send me your tithes and offerings. And even death gropes for it. After all, who wants to die poor? Empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Without the urge, this tremendous push for power, influence, and advantage that wealth provides, how could nature develop our best attributes? Without this infinite longing, where would the discipline, the faith, and perseverance that industry commands come? Without the constant struggle, what would motivate self-improvement or self-sacrifice, bold daring, and the need to take the calculated risk? Perhaps Orson Swett Morrison said it best. It is very difficult for the rich to be so selfish that the poor cannot enjoy their wealth. Whether they rear it into architecture or place it into elegant carriages, whether they spend it in costly banquets, rare diamonds and precious stones, or build costly churches, summer residences, however they spend it or use it, thousands of others will see it, enjoy it, and carry away with their eyes a large share of the real value. So condemn the rich, berate the affluent, bemoan the well-to-do, but recognize that our values are based on our greenbacks more than our reputation. Our place in society is determined more by our assets than by our education and social graces. Even the pew to which the usher seats you in church is too often chosen with reference to your ending balance rather than your deity and reverence. The respect that attends wealth is as old as the Bible, which states, if a man comes into your assembly with a gold ring and godly apparel, and there comes in also a poor man in vile apparel, and you have respect to him that weareth the gray clothing, and say unto him, sit thou there, are you not partial? The most successful African Americans, especially those who are self-made millionaires, give us a great gift, the gift of hope. Hope that we too can join their ranks, that we can, with proper diligence, also enjoy the American dream. We'll read one more, then we'll get up out of here. How to make your mark. Everybody put in the console, make my mark. How to make your mark. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's keep reading. It should come as little surprise that the tiny battered farmhouses seems to be the birthplace of so many great men and women. Hundreds of examples could easily be cited to warrant this assertion, from A.G. Gaston to Alonzo Herndon, John Merrick, Charles Clinton Spalding, S.B. Fuller, Eddie Brown, Maggie Walker, Madam C.J. Walker, John H. Johnson, and yes, even Herman Cain. Where a lowly start would have a numbing effect on most, these people are representative of individuals of strong constitution and even stronger self-esteem who toil for long hours at low pay in fields they would eventually master. The story of John Wesley Dobbs provides an example. One day, Dobbs, known to friends and family alike as the unofficial mayor of the famed Auburn Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, the centerpiece of Black economic development, and at the time, just a handful of promising storefronts and graved roads, was greeted with derision by a visitor from the ever-expanding northeastern region of the country. Dobbs' guests had been boasting of New York's growing population, impressive skyline, bustling nightlife, and breathtaking architecture. After pointing out all of the positive aspects of the big city life, he asked the humble civic leader, And what do you produce on the hilly, rocky landscapes of South Georgia? Dobbs didn't hesitate. Strong men and women was his reply. To the form, Herman Cain had enjoyed a stellar career in the business world and an impressive presidential run. In 1977, he became the youngest vice president in the history of the Minnesota-based Pillsbury Company after just 3 years on the job. He left this position in 1982 to take a stab at the restaurant business at Burger King, a Pillsbury subsidiary. 4 years later, his success with this fast food chain prompted Pillsbury to select him to assume the presidency of one of his struggling units, Godfather's Pizza. Due in part to his relentless focus, his pursuit of excellence, and a constant quest to add value every step along the way, everybody put in console, add value. Due in part to his relentless focus, his pursuit of excellence, and constant quest to add value every step of the way, Black president of the Cain turned to the pizza franchise. As a result, he became the first Black president of the National Restaurant Association, the food service industry's leading trade organization. Let those who would follow in his footsteps remember that when Cain began his career at Burger King, no task was too menial for him. He answered phones, he scrubbed the floors, and even flipped hamburgers. After completing the franchise-required management training program in only 9 months, Cain was named vice president and general manager for Burger King's Philadelphia region, a particularly gratifying accomplishment considering that nearly 40 years prior, he and his Morehouse classmates were refused service in the Southern restaurant. To understand the arc of Herman Cain's business career, start with his modest beginnings. Though his home was small and his surroundings poor, his family was big on values. His family was big on values. His parents provided excellent examples of hard work and self-determination. They ensured that the Almighty served as a reference point in their children's lives. Cain's mother and father came up the hard way and fought for every inch of ground they covered. Together, they personally witnessed Jim Crow, worked at the most demanding labor, and received the type of racial oppression and bias that would make a weak person question his or her faith. Each had to lug the weight of an inferior education as well as poverty and low self-esteem. Cain's parents were well into their 50s before they could vote or eat in a white-owned restaurant. Through it all, they could proudly say that no matter the injustice or the indignity, they refused to be touched by bitterness or defeat. They would not allow the insensitivity of others to turn their hearts cold. Cain's mother worked as a domestic, and his father held a handful of menial jobs, including mopping floors and on the evening shift or at a local bakery when not serving as a chauffeur for the most senior executives at the Atlanta-based Coca-Cola company. The work ethic would inspire Cain not only to work hard, but to stamp his personal brand of excellence on every task he was assigned to do. And so clearly, we're going to learn more about Herman Cain and his journey to wealth status as we continue on our next episode, which will be Monday. Okay, so come back 7:45 Eastern Standard Time if you want to hear more about Mr. Cain and his journey. And we're almost done. So it's time for us to find another book for the New Black Wall Street Book Club. I'll be picking something. I got 2 in mind. I'll put them out, let you guys vote on them, see what we're going to read next. But in the comments below, love for you to share something that you learned today. All right, New Black Wall Street Book Club is filled with wealth consciousness, wealth thoughts, wealth seeds to be sown into your consciousness, into your spirit, your mind, and your soul. I'm simply asking you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Was this worth your time and why? Now, as you guys share that, I was going to, again, shout out to our sponsors again for helping us to make this Reading Rainbow 2.0 come true. right? Man, them allowing us, right, the opportunity to use our time to educate the masses. That would be the Black Billionaires Club. Join the Black Billionaires Club here today. The Black Bazaar, www.theblackbazaar.com. Check them out for your Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, also Black Heart Inspired gifts. Blackberry Charisma. Check her out at www.blackberrycharisma.com, www.blackberrycharisma.com for your custom creations and your super dope lingerie. Check out For the Hustler Books. Pick up that book if you're looking to start business or expand business. Get the free consultation from the brother so you can see what he can do to help you make your dreams become reality. And at Big Sis Media, man, if you're doing business like it's 1999, you know it's time for you to upgrade. You know it's time for you to invest in yourself, invest in your business. Well, check out BigSisMediaGroup.com. That's who does all of my stuff, right? BigSisMediaGroup.com, BigSisMediaGroup.com. I also let you guys know what's going on today. I got a lot going on. So we already did our 5 o'clock crypto trading, right? That we got one more day of free financial literacy, free financial freedom for those that'll get up, get out, and go get something. So tomorrow will be my last day of free. You want to come out and figure out how to turn $6,500 to $20,000 in 24 days? Well, that means you got to get up. Early bird gets the worm. But later on today at 9 o'clock for the BBC, we do have our Breakfast Club meeting. That's going to be us continuing to connect and talk about what we need to do to make this crypto investment club a reality. At 10 o'clock, I got a radio spot I got to do to talk to them about the classes we got coming up to talk about intro to crypto as well. At 11 o'clock, we got our first class. First class today at 11 o'clock for those that registered. We got a packed house, got 100 registrants. So I'll be teaching 100 beautiful souls this intro to crypto. And if you've registered and you cannot make it, it is recorded. You will be sent out your replay for those that can't make it. So don't fret. You tired? You just ain't did do whatever happened. It's Saturday morning. And then at 1 o'clock, I got another presentation at 1 o'clock for the Black CEO. And I'm saying to them right now, dear Black CEO, are you ready for the ERGJ experience? I'm trying to tell you, I'm so ready. Dear Black CEO, are you ready for the ERGJ experience? Now in the comments below, y'all think they ready? If y'all think they ready, let me know. Do y'all think they ready? Do y'all think they ready for this energy? Do y'all think they ready for this teaching? Do y'all think they ready? Because I talked to them 4 years ago. I came into all their shows. I told them 5 years ago when Bitcoin $1,500, they don't know how many listen to me. Well, we're coming back today. Are you ready for the ERGJ experience? Let's catch up on these comments, man. We'll get up out of here for today so we can go get up, get out, and go get something. Weekends are made to get rich. How to make your mark, make your mark, make your mark, make your mark. We're going to leave you. Come on, Instagram. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Come on out, Instagram. I'm waiting on you. I'm trying to give y'all some time, right? Add value. See the comments here. Add value. Through it all, right? Well worth it, Miss Marilyn Louise. Thanks so much for joining us here today. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Well said, King. It's worth my time, all right? Be ready. The spirit, the mind, and soul should exist in a wealthy state. Marilyn said, man, wealth starts in the mind and ends in the purse. Miss Glenda Tate Williams, the ability to add value is important, right? Miss River, as always, do my duty, right? 11 o'clock crypto, yeah, absolutely. Busy day, absolutely. Dear Black CEO, are you ready? That's right, man. Miss Glenda Tate Williams, greatness in the making, absolutely. Man, tomorrow morning, Sunday school, and 9:30, I hear that. That's what I'm talking about. Tyrese said, don't let your current circumstance or situation dictate your future. And yes, it was worth it. All right, anybody else? Any last comments here? Still Instagram, y'all ain't saying no. Y'all must be driving. Y'all saying we trying to get this, but we busy, we moving around. I get it, no problem. That's right, brother Carter. Mr. Carter said, man, take action. Absolutely. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. We've been reading the book, The Wealth Choice, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. You can find by simply going to the website, www.denniskimbro.com. And we want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we really need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New black. It's the new Black Wall Street Book Club with your host Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Now you ain't gotta leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the new Black Wall Street Book Club. Book Club. Yeah. The new Black Wall Street. The new Black Wall Street. Book Club. Book Club.